welcome back. I'm Dr. Lori Williams. Today I want to talk to you about losing yourself and why do we lose ourselves, and essentially how do you find yourself again. So the first part is, how do we lose ourselves? We essentially will adapt to whatever kind of situation we're in. This comes from the younger years. This is not about blaming your environment, your parents, or anything like that. It's about recognizing where you may have picked up this pattern and why you had to pick up this pattern in order to feel safe. Because our nervous system is programmed to keep us safe. It doesn't even have to be a real sense of safety, like, or it might even just be like a perception that you're not safe. It doesn't have to be even be a real lack of safety in your life, and your nervous system would program to that you are not safe in that kind of situation. So you become adaptable. You become who you need to be in order to be safe. So, for an example, you may end up being the strong one around people that are very overwhelmed. You may be the one who is very agreeable around people that tend to start conflict. You're trying to avoid those things. You don't want to have a conflict, so you become agreeable. You end up becoming quiet around dominant people because you feel like you're not heard, or not you're not seen or heard anyway. The helper person, you tend to become the helper person around people that either you have to rescue them or fix things for them. And these are all adaptations that you have had to be able to lean into in order to keep you feeling safe. So our nervous system is literally programmed just for safety. That is it. That is its one sole purpose in our existence, is to keep us safe. Like I said, even if it's only a perceived lack of safety, the nervous system is going to come in. The nervous system programming is going to come in. Now, the truth of it is no one's going to just wake up one day and be like, hey, I'm just going to lose myself today. Like, this is something that has done over time. This is something that it's become part of your identity. It's become the identity that it is safer for you to not be you. It is safer for you to take all the parts of you and bury them in order to make other people comfortable. So this is essentially how we lose ourselves. Now, it may serve a purpose for us as survival when we're younger. I'm sure it got you through some very what could have been tumultuous experiences. But the truth of it is that you're not, like, just because you had to be that way at some point in your life doesn't mean that as an adult and where you are now that it's serving you. So when things like, say for an example, if you continue to lose yourself and you continue to shrink yourself and to quiet yourself, but you're in a space now as an adult where your voice needs to be heard, you need to value yourself enough to make your voice heard and to be seen, and to stop abandoning yourself. Like, so that's where those two things don't fit. You're still acting out of safety that was part of your childhood conditioning and patterns, but as an adult, you no longer live there, essentially. So you're no longer living as that scared child that needed other people to meet your needs. You're now an adult that can meet your own needs. And this is why it's so important for you not to blame other people and to take this accountability and this responsibility for healing and for feeling these things, and to recognize these patterns and to release them, because it's not about anybody else. It's about you. It's about how you're showing up or not showing up for yourself. And that's why this healing is so important. This part of the healing process is so important. So, the truth of it is losing yourself as an adult, it comes with a cost. It comes with, losing your identity, obviously. It comes with the constant exhaustion. And this isn't, I'm not just talking about the, oh, I need a nap, or, hey, I didn't get a good night's sleep last night kind of exhaustion. I'm talking about like the depth, like the soul type of exhaustion, that it doesn't matter how much sleep you get, it just doesn't, you just never feel vibrant and alive, essentially. So, the other cost of this too is not knowing what you want. It's not knowing how to make a decision that you can stand by. Like, you're always constantly second guessing yourself, feeling lost, feeling unseen. These are all the cost of continuing to have these childhood patterns in adulthood. And like I said, I mean, this isn't not anything that you have consciously decided, oh yeah, I'm going to keep this pattern because it doesn't serve me and it's interrupting my adult life and it's making me see things through a lens that isn't actually reflective of what's actually going on in my life. No one is actually saying that. But the truth of it is that in order to be able to change the pattern, you have to be able to recognize it. You have to be able to see what's actually going on. So the fix for this is to stop being who other people need you to be. Stop reading the room to see how you can fit in and just go and be. It's going to be uncomfortable. I guarantee you any kind of a shift is going to be uncomfortable. Our nervous system, as much as it's programmed to keep us safe, and that's a valuable thing. It's also programmed that it doesn't matter what is right for us, it will make us feel uncomfortable. Even if it's the best thing for you, if it's not part of your current programming, your nervous system will make you feel uncomfortable. It will feel like you anxious and overwhelming. Those are all very, very common parts of changing the patterns, is feeling those kinds of things. Because even the things that weren't healthy for you, they kept you safe at some point. Losing yourself at some point in your life has kept you safe. So your nervous system is just going to continue to want you to lose yourself because that's where it feels the safety is. Like I said, that worked for you as a child, but as an adult, it's your job to keep yourself safe. And you're capable of keeping yourself safe. You're capable of showing up and being who you truly are rather than who other people expected you to be or needed you to be in that moment. So you don't find yourself by adding more things to who you are. It's like, oh, if I just try harder to do this or just try harder to do this, you're going to find yourself by removing who you had to become to survive. And again, the fix for this is when someone asks you a question for an example, rather than responding very quickly, give yourself 30 seconds to ask, what is it that I truly want in this situation? What is it that I think in this situation? How do I feel in this situation? Again, this is all going to feel very uncomfortable. That's perfectly, perfectly normal. Once the pattern, of losing yourself for others becomes stripped away, putting yourself first and being who you are is going to feel comfortable for you. But going through that shift is definitely going to feel uncomfortable. And this is unfortunate where a lot of people stop. They just stop doing it. It's like, oh, that's uncomfortable. It's bad for me. Absolutely not. And that's why I try to say on in pretty much every video that I post or every podcast that I speak in and in everything that I do, I try to remember to say that your nervous system will always do what makes you feel safe, not what is right for you. It's you as the adult that needs to know what is right for you and trust yourself that what you're doing is right for you and it is keeping you safe to override the programming from childhood. I know that sounds very simple, and it's not. Recognizing the patterns is absolutely not an easy process, but it's 100% doable. Give yourself some space. You are not broken. You're human. You're every human being. Our one core need is safety, and that's what our nervous system is programmed for. It's just time to change the programming. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you back here next time.